to another penny stock video, and today we're doing a follow-up video on IQST. This is a ticker that just recently uplisted to NASDAQ just a couple weeks ago, and they are a telecom giant that is critically undervalued here if we just take a look at the financials. So let's dig in. They just put out a great shareholder letter on May 21st. And we're going to take a look at that shareholder letter as well as the shareholder investor deck that they put out as well, which does a really great job of highlighting how undervalued this company is based on the revenue that they've achieved as well as assets. So let's go into it. You can see they tweeted May 21st, $400 million run rate target for this year, 20% tech, 100% execution with $57.6 million in revenue for just quarter one. Okay, so IQSTL is scaling fast, building a global tech platform. Let's take a look at the shareholder letter that they linked here. It talks about some really nice things that we need to highlight for this stock. So IQSTEL issues follow-up shareholder letter highlighting NASDAQ benefits, $57.6 million just in Q1 revenue, okay? And let's take a look at the highlights that they talk about in this shareholder letter because these are important to go over, guys. Current assets per share as of quarter one 2025 is $14.58. Now keep in mind, we can see it is currently trading at under $10. It had a little bit of a dip at the end of last week, so you can get it for real cheap now. It's just under $10. And again, $14.58 assets per share. Current revenue per share is over $100. And they talk about this in the shareholder deck as well with a really nice graph, which I'll show you in just a moment. Current stockholders' equity per share is $4.38. Outstanding shares of 2.9 million, which is a low float. That's fantastic. And just 10% of their revenue is their current market cap. So their current market cap totals just 10% of their revenue in 2024, which is something, this might be the most important thing to highlight of all because that's a really low, really low valuation, right? Just trading at just 10% of its revenue, of its 2024 revenue. And their revenues are growing in 2025. So there is an egregious, disconnect here with the revenues and the current market cap. And so that's really backing up what I introduced this stock as, which is undervalued, right? It's very undervalued. Going over all of these numbers here, you can see that there's really no reason the market cap should be 10% of their annual revenue. Okay, 2025 revenue forecast of $340 million and a year-end run rate goal of $400 million. Year-end revenue mix goal is 80% telecom and 20% tech services. Their investor deck, which we'll take a look at next, does kind of break down how that works as well. And Trading212.com now supports IQST. This is another recent development as of last week, and that means European investors now have access to IQST as well. They can buy and sell the stock just like an American investor could, which is fantastic. Obviously, more exposure to a broader audience of international investors is definitely a positive. Key shareholder takeaways, some of this is repeated, but we can see countries of commercial footprint. They're in 21 different countries commercially right now. They have over 100 employees. They have over 600 global interconnections. Telecom division, 99% revenue stream. Okay, so a lot of great things happening here, and you can go take a look. It's linked on their Twitter. If you go follow them at IQSTEL, you can go take a look at this shareholder letter and read the full letter. Here they reiterate, they are very, very active on Twitter, so please go follow them, IQSTEL. They're super active. They do a great job at highlighting their strengths. And they reiterate here the $42 million in assets gives them a $14.50 assets per share. Okay, and then here is the SEC 8K that they filed on May 22nd, 2025, and this is their official new investor presentation for NASDAQ. So a few things we can highlight here. First of all, 6 offices around the world: Buenos Aires, Argentina; Caracas, Venezuela; Miami, Florida; London, Istanbul, and Dubai. Vision, their goal, which they've reiterated, and they do believe strongly that they will reach this goal, is a $1 billion revenue target Okay, so $1 billion annual revenue by 2027, which is coming soon. And obviously, they're experiencing significant revenue growth every year. And then they break down very nicely for us their different divisions. You know, their telecom division, they said, is going to be 80% of their revenue in 2025, while their technology divisions will be 20%. So IQST Telecom, right, is their first division. FinTech, second division. Intelligence, third division. Okay, and intelligence is focused on proprietary white label AI enhanced telecom services. So they are in the AI sector as well. And then if you take a look here at the revenue per share evolution, this is a great graph they show you to just show how they've really grown the fundamentals of the company and have added a tremendous amount of shareholder value since 2020. You can see 2020, they had $30 revenue per share. 2021, $35, $46 in 2022, $67 in 2023, and now skyrocketing to $111 revenue per share. Okay, and again, I'll reiterate, market cap is 10% of their annual revenue currently. You can take a look at their leadership team here. They have an extensive leadership team. You can see organic growth. This talks about the different subsidiaries they have acquired and successfully integrated into their business to grow their revenues. So you can see it's several subsidiaries here that they've acquired and integrated since 2018. And obviously, this is a company that's doing a fantastic job at integrating acquisitions and consistently making new acquisitions and actually having that successfully contribute to their revenue growth. So this is something that should definitely be highlighted because obviously acquisitions as well are a significant catalyst for stock price growth. And this is a company that's consistently doing acquisitions and having success with it. Revenue evolution, this is a great chart as well, going from 13.8 million annual revenue in 2018 all the way to $283 million in annual revenue for 2024. Really, really significant growth and consistent growth, right? I mean, there hasn't been a single year they've missed on growing revenues, which is fantastic. Global operations, right? We've talked about this, 4 continents, 20 plus countries, over 100 employees. And if we take a look here at their largest customers, you can see a lot of very recognizable names. Some of the biggest telecom companies in the world are some of the largest customers of IQST, including T-Mobile, Verizon, right? And so many others listed here, including international telecom companies as well. And then to reiterate one more time, an absolutely amazing year they had in 2024, hitting $283.2 million in revenue. So to summarize everything, that now that they are on NASDAQ, these valuations do matter more, right? Because traditionally, they were trading on OTC for such a long time. OTC, when you're trading on OTC, there's liquidity issues, and it's difficult for a company to succeed and get a valuation it deserves. But once you reach the NASDAQ, these fundamentals do start to matter much more. And this stock, you can just see from everything I've shown you, and you can go watch my past videos highlighting this company as well, because we've talked about them for a few months now. But you can see that they've just had tremendous financial growth, and all of the fundamentals are there for this to see a higher valuation. And I do believe that it will, especially on a very low float. I think it's a great one. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.